All right, let's get this over with because I got a lot to do. The year's getting on already. Do you ever have one of those weeks where you plan everything out and you've got everything all set up and you're fired up and hopeful about it and then nothing goes as planned? That's never happened to me. Not until this week. So midweek, I had a surprise visit from family. They showed up about midday Wednesday and left midday Friday. That was fun, unexpected, but fun. I then spent Friday afternoon cleaning up, taking a nap, and generally watching the rest of the day evaporate. And then on Saturday, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Where's that thing? Okay, I got it. So if you remember last week, I told you I got this new mic. There it is. Wasn't new. I found it, and the owner claimed it in the comments last week. But possession is 9/10 of the law, so it's mine. Anyway, so that was last week, and this week I got a thing. I've been using my iPhone, but instead I got a dedicated camera. I mean, not like camera, still just a camcorder. But the most important thing is it's not my iPhone, because sometimes I want to use my iPhone as part of the video, and I can't do that if I just have one. So we're going to set this up. Surprise! It's an unboxing video. Haha! Alright, this is my new low budget camera. I have no idea if this is going to work well or not. We're about to find out. I have not had a new camcorder in forever. Feels weird. Quick guide, user manual, cable. I don't know what that is, but I appear to have two of them, and the camera itself. That's it. We are officially unboxed. Okay, there it is. Does this thing even have a brand name? I don't even know what it is. Seriously, is this a brand? I literally have no idea what this is. Oh well. But that's why it's at the low end of the budget. I guess we'll try it. All right, now that we're all unboxed, it's time to switch cameras. So let's see what happens here. Okay, did something happen? Oh, it's recording now. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. Oops. There we go. I think. I just need to set up the date and time and stuff. Alright, so how does that look? I think that's pretty much the same angle. Alright, there we are. Yeah, so new camera. This feels weird. Okay, so back to Saturday. Let's see, it was in the wee hours of Saturday morning, so I'm still up from Friday night. And I get ready to go to bed. It's somewhere between 2 and 3 in the morning, because that's what I do. And I turn and I notice like a reflection or something. It seems like that in my glasses, because I see like a light. But I turn all the lights off, and I take my glasses off, and I still see it. In fact, with the lights off, it's even more visible, and I realize it's not a reflection or anything, it's my eyeball. So at this point, and so I start moving my eyeball around, and there's just very bright flashes along the periphery, sort of like a ring of white stars or lights or something. I've been around long enough to know that's probably not good, so I do my doctor Googling, I look up some stuff and I get the usual, well, it could be nothing or it could be the worst thing in the world. That's what happens when you look up your symptoms. Um, but I learned enough to go, okay, I'll check it out in the morning. So I wake up Saturday morning and I'm in bed and I remember, oh yeah, I had that thing in my eyes. And then I look around and it's not doing it. I'm like, oh, well, I guess that's done. Until I stand up and start moving around, and then it's back. So I'm like, all right, this is a problem. I start to think about, okay, what am I going to do? I do more of the Googling and just figuring out what my next best steps are. Long story short, we end up going to urgent care. Now, as I'm getting there, I'm like, I don't know why I'm going here, because if there's really something wrong with my eye or my retina or whatever, urgent care isn't going to do that. They could maybe take some x-rays and patch me up or give me stitches or something. But I'm like, I don't think, there's not going to be a professional ophthalmologist there or an eye surgeon if there's a real problem. So, but we're there anyway. So I sign in, and right now the only symptoms I have is the light, and it's still doing it even while I'm there. But after I sign in and I pay my copay, $160, I'm literally going from the desk back to my seat in the waiting room, and I just get this like burst of floaters. And it's really bad, and they're like, that's another one of the symptoms. You'll see white lights, and then you'll see a sudden burst of floaters. So I finally get taken back to the room. They take my blood pressure and all my other stats, but my blood pressure is high. And so they're like, do you have a history of high blood pressure? And I'm like, no, that's just now. And I'm like, maybe it's elevated because I've been running around and I don't know what's going on with my eye and I'm stressed. That could have something to do with it. But they're more concerned about the high blood pressure, it seems, than my eye. But they come in and they say, follow my finger, and they'll put the light into it. And they're like, well, we can't do anything here, so you should go to the ER. Is what I wanted to do from the beginning. Could have saved $160. So we're off to the ER. Get to the ER. They're then concerned about the high blood pressure again. Now, it's not wrong to be concerned about that. That's not a good thing. Additionally, it could have an impact. It could be correlated with whatever's going on with my eye. So I'm suddenly getting an IV. They take like 4 different vials of blood for blood work. They set me up for a CT scan, and then I get an ultrasound on my eye. Long story short, CAT scan's fine. CAT scan and CT scan, is that the same thing? CAT and CT? I should look that up. Anyway, scan's fine, blood work's fine, the ultrasound doesn't show any problems, but they want to get me to see an ophthalmologist anyway. Okay, so then the ophthalmologist, it's like 5 o'clock on a Saturday. They're not even open on weekends, but the doctor called the other doctor. He went to his clinic to open it up just for me, which I didn't even know was a thing that they would do. So I'm grateful for that. However, as most of the country is experiencing right now, insane cold, and then down here, at least in Texas, we had a couple days of wet and rain, and now it's sleet and icy roads, and we've got to drive like 25 minutes up north. The interstate where we get on, the bridge is completely closed and barricaded off. Got to drive south a little bit to go north to finally get to where we're going, past at least 4 accidents along the way. We get to the ophthalmologist's place. He lets us in, and then I get an exam. I get a few exams. They push on your eyeball. They do all the stuff I'm used to in normal eye doctor exams. The last one was a little bit more intense, where they actually put like some gel on my eye and really kind of push something into it. Spent about a minute or two doing a full look. That was uncomfortable. Didn't really like that. But by this time I've also had like my second burst, I think. Yeah, the floaters are still there. But he doesn't see any evidence of tears. He doesn't see any evidence of detachment of the retina. So at this point it's okay, but I have to get referred to a retina specialist, which I'm supposed to go to early next week, which is probably today or tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. Anyway, long story short, everything seems to be okay for now. We take the drive back on the interstate, narrowly escaped 2 accidents on the icy roads on the way back, and 6 hours later we're back home. I had dinner. It was the first time I'd eaten in maybe 21 hours or something, and that's that. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else. So that's my week. The story was probably boring, but I kind of warned you last week. There might be some boring and mundane things in here, and we know what will happen to the subscriber count if I keep that up. But yeah, I will take us out with maybe some eyeball stuff. What do you think? I don't want to look at any more eyeball stuff. Alright, stay fresh, cheese bags. How do I stop this thing?